Sure am glad I paid a bunch of money for this nice shop so we can work on stuff out here in the driveway. Yeah, if you could just break that off like as far down into the roller as possible.
Deal. Ow! I've been working out.
You have got to be kidding me. Be sure you stick as many body parts in that thing as possible.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you hold it there? Yeah, just hold it just like that. I'll start the baler and see if that's better. Oh, that's 6 minutes and 13 seconds of rambling right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Let's wrap it up. I gotta go eat.
Yeah, wrap it up, his net wrap.
Fail. that could have been such a
All right, now why don't you climb in there? I'm gonna start this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The proper method and the application of torque on this is called the triple T. It's a tap, tap, tap.
This is why if you're ever working on something, and most of you guys already know this, if you're ever working on something with two hydraulic rams on, you know, one on each side of it, and one of them starts to leak, it's really important that you either repack or replace both of them because the second one's not going to be far behind. The previous owner told me he had this one repacked a couple years ago, or a year or so ago rather, and I guess he didn't do the other one because sure enough, like pretty much as soon as I start using it, it starts leaking. So I say, that's not that big a deal, right? Hydraulic cylinders are rebuildable. Oh boy, was I ever wrong. So, I've never repacked a hydraulic cylinder, so I just went to my usual fallback of let's go bother Mechanic Steve and have him deal with it. So, I get there, and he takes one look at this thing and doesn't really know exactly what to think because it uses a really rare type of seal on the rod meets the inside of this red tube here. And let me explain picture. Get out of here. I don't want picture effects. So, for those that don't know, here's the way that any type of hydraulic cylinder that's been properly built and intelligently designed works. If this thing starts leaking, like if this cylinder on the tractor here started leaking, what we do is, in this case, we put a wrench on these two flat things and we spin this, and this entire cap unthreads from the body of this cylinder, and then, you know, we can disassemble this and change out the seals or whatever and push it all back together and screw that in. New Holland, however, fine, I'll say it. I don't think it's an accident. I think they built this part to fail. They said, what is the most frustrating, high maintenance, least likely to perform is needed when it's time to take it apart way we can build this. And so what they did is, instead of, you know, doing something logical that just disassembles like that, they went about this in a different way of using this strange, like, spring lock mechanism that basically never comes apart. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think the reason why they do this is so they can sell you a replacement cylinder at somewhere between 2 and 5 times the market value of any other cylinder this size, which, yeah, I fell for like a schmuck. I realize they have to make money somehow, but seriously, give me a break. We'll unscrew this plug. Boy, I sure am glad. Why is there no ring on this? There should not, this is not, no. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Man, normally I don't really mind working on stuff. A lot of the time I enjoy it, but it just feels like everything's a battle today.
Sitting up there just cutting that bale twine while we're running down the field. I mean, they know not to go in there.
Excuse me. All right, so Mechanic Steve and I are discussing alternative methods of cutting the net wrap on this thing. So you can see we got this in here. This hose I decided to replace because it was all cracked and everything. This one actually looks fine. I might eat those words later, but whatever the case, we got this in here. Now, Steve, I've got a slight concern because there's still high hydraulic fluid in the one of these on the other side, and this one is pretty much empty. Should we do anything special the first time we operate it?
Nope.
What in the world was that? Did you see that? That bug had another bug. That was cool. All right, so pretty much just run it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it'll bleed the air out of the system on its own.
Cool.
See if I can spray with hydraulic fluid.
Here we go.
Hold it!
What happened?
You didn't tighten all the fittings.
But I did, though. You ready now?
Now we're ready.
Okay.
Everything looks good.
Be sure you stick as many body parts in that thing as possible.
Yes, sir. Because I'm smart.
How's she looking?
I think she's good.
All right. Nice.
How is it still loose?
Here. Let me hold the upper. Here. No, you got the other. Good. Hey, so we got it then.
We did.
Well did.
High five.
Yeah. And raise this up, and what that does is there's a roller in there. Right now the roller's not where it's supposed to be. It's down kind of far, so
Nope.
that's letting all the belts go over. It's on there good.
Gonna need a socket. I don't want to strip it.
All right. Yeah, it'd be really bad if we broke that off right now.
Never made it.
Yeah, if you could just break that off like as far down into the roller as possible.
Deal.
Ah, Steve, you can't do anything. It's like a washer in there spinning. All right, that's probably good. That's probably good. We just got we just got to raise it up in that
Right.
slot, I think.
Sometimes you just need to take a break, lay down on ballast rock. It's real good for the back. Call this the Flintstone method.
Give her a good shove. Oh, that did it. All right, that majorly did it. Why don't you hold it there? Yeah, just hold it just like that. I'll start the baler and see if that's better.
I've been working out.
Looking better.
This one and this one is. Yeah.
Parts in it. Yeah.
The proper method and the application of torque on this is called the triple T. It's a tap, tap, tap.
Does that one? Yeah. All right, you're good. I was gonna say one of those. Some of these have to go further than others. All right. Now I should climb in there. I'm gonna start this thing.
Okay.
Wow, it really is the simple thing sometimes. You think we should jack with it more or leave it?
Leave it.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. Now I think it retracts or whatever.
Okay, go ahead.
Does that seem like it should logically cut anything, whatever just happened?
No.
Although it sounds like a lot, in the big scheme of things, buying these is a pretty small gamble that it's going to be a noticeable difference, rather than trying to sharpen those and maybe optimistically getting a slight improvement. I wasn't willing to take that chance. What's this? I got to do it by hand. I'll do it.
Actually, I'm good.
All right. This is why Steve is successful, because he has this attitude that just doesn't let anything, even including my sarcasm, slow him down. I don't think I spent $200 on kitchen cutlery for my house, but there's $200 worth of knives in my baler. I complain, but really I shouldn't, because I bought this thing, and even figuring in all the parts, I still have somewhere around a quarter the cost of a new one, a new baler in this thing. So as long as there's no major problems that have yet to reveal themselves, doing pretty okay. But anyway, that was a very long, rambly way of saying this thing potentially hasn't moved in 20 years. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
It's not slipping, is it? I'm gonna rev up the throttle a little bit.
Okay.
So that way it'll hit harder. Sure am glad I paid a bunch of money for this nice shop so we can work on stuff out here in the driveway. All right, so this thing, to put it gently, what have I done? Maybe I'll loosen it up. Yeah, that's, sure. All right, everyone, so we've been working on this thing and we think it's Not just good, but as good as it gets.
Magnificent.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, so the deal is the slip clutch started slipping. It generated a little bit of heat, but we could only get so much out of it. I found out that I marked this incorrectly. It's the center part that spins, not the front to the back, which is logical considering there's bolts running through it, but whatever the case. We did get it to slip a little bit, so hopefully, you know, if this thing eats a fence post or an engine block or whatever's out there, it'll actually break before the tractor breaks, which is always to be preferred. And let's see, what else did we do? We made some adjustments. We put in new knives, fixed the belts. What else? There's something else, wasn't there?
Blade tracking on the back, adjusted the brake, the blade, replaced the blade, slip clutch. We looked at that bar down there, determined if the bearings were good or not. The bearings are good on it.
Now, I will say, overall, I'm very, very happy with this baler. Simply because, like I said, it's costing me somewhere around a quarter of what a new one would, and there's not really anything major wrong with it. It needs, yeah, I know, it needs some little things. It's got some rust damage, which we'll have to weld up in the off season. Hopefully it holds until then. But, you know.
Most guys go to strip clubs and like throw their money at the strippers or whatever. Chucky goes to tractor places and just walks in the door, and then as soon as he walks in there, like, Chucky! He just throws money at him.
I've literally never been in a strip club, but bought some tractor stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I can't really complain. Oh, that's 6 minutes and 13 seconds of rambling right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Let's wrap it up. I gotta go eat.
Well, wrap it up, is net wrap.
Fail. That could have been such a